right. Excuse me. All right, so today is September 2nd, 2022. I'm actually going to do a recap for yesterday, today. Uh, I don't remember what I did here. I can see a lot of trades, but I don't. I can't remember this day. Uh, I can't remember this day. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But more so this day and this day, I want to talk about certain things. um, of course, I think what would also help is if I talk about um, what is happening um, on the charts and why I traded the way I did today and yesterday. All right. Okay, so yesterday we've been in a spike. I missed this spike on Monday, and I can't remember why. I think I had something to do. And it was really frustrating because I really wanted to take this, so I couldn't take this trade. But it was expected. We had a bigger spike. No, no, we didn't. This is a wedge top and a big spike, and then I feel like there was another trend somewhere, but it wasn't that. But anyway, this is the 1 hour chart, and we had this spike. Obviously, this was a break of of maybe there was a moving average on say, this was the moving average, the 20 bar exponential moving average on the daily or the 1 hour chart. This is not, sorry, the 4 hour chart. I don't think this is the moving average because there's a moving average here, and I think that was on the 240. Yeah, there we go. So we broke through. When we have a gap down, huge gap downs like these tend to be caused by, as you can see, support here, and then we broke through, tested it again, and then had a spike pullback channel. It's a pretty tight channel. As a result, we had a big sell-off today. But anyway, we'll talk about why we had that today because I didn't really expect it, but then I now realize that obviously this is such a tight channel. We didn't have a broad channel like this to yield this sort of price action. So this tight channel, obviously, when we had that yielded what we had today. So these are certain things that I'm including and picking up on my trading. And what I mean by that is um, understanding the context of the much higher time frame. This is the higher time frame. The 4 hours is the much higher. Let's call it that. I know that's not grammatically or phonetically right, but the point of what's going on. So market cycle, spike, pullback, channel, 3 pushes, and then we now have a breakout, and then a pullback. It's interesting we had this close here, but anyway, a wedge bottom, double bottom, major trend reversal possibly. But then again, it's such a tight channel, first reversal will be minor, and then you have this drop. So as a result, we had a really strong drop today. But I did not play it that way because I wasn't looking at it that way. I thought we would race all the way back, all the way up here. But the fact that we have such a tight channel, it's not a surprise that this came down this way. All right. Anyway, that's the context. We have a spike here, so we want to talk about yesterday. We had a spike here, 1, 2, right? So chances are we're going to get a third. I assume this was a third, but of course this is the channel low, the trend line bottom, or the channel line. So it wasn't a surprise we came all the way down here, right? This you could call exhaustion, this big gap, right? As a result, we had this. So imagine again, as I said, spike, pullback, 3 pushes down, 1, 2, 3, trading range, right? So that is the market cycle. Now, if we look at yesterday's price action, imagine this is the spike, this is the pullback, 1, 2, 3. So anyway, this is in the after hours. Whatever is happening in this bar is not correct because it's actually in the after hours, but for some reason, NinjaTrader always puts it on the first bar. I went long. Did I go long on this bar actually? Now I think about it. I'm just trying to figure out what I did because I don't remember going out here. I went long here because I thought this is a wedge bottom. Yeah, I didn't take this trade. I was trading a different account. Didn't take this trade. I went long here because I thought this is a wedge bottom. 1, 2, 3. So I went long on this bar. It was a bit of FOMO. I don't know why it says I went short. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It says I went short here, went short, went short. I think I went short here because I thought this was a bear trend. I went short again, went short here, and then I got out here. Now, that doesn't make sense because I didn't lose money on my first trade. I think it was, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know. This is really confusing. I remember going long because I had made money, so I don't remember what happened here. But anyway, I went going long. I added some more. Then we started to drop. I added the 50%. Added here again. Added 50%. Added here. Added. I remember talking to my friend, and he was like, "I don't think it's gonna go any higher. It's going down." The thesis was my average price is about here, and I thought, okay, since I'm adding here, I'm sure because we have such a big rally here, we should get another one if we go lower. And I did not play that. I got out exactly when this reversed, so I gave up everything, and this got back to my average price. So I'd have been able to get out break even. So I was very upset about that. Walked away for a bit, had to do some other things. I was in a big loss. Then anyway, took some trades here, got out here because I kind of figured that this was a wedge top, double top. So chances are, this could be a head and shoulders. Don't want to sort of be part of that. Bought here, bought here. Why did I get out here? I got out one here, I think. Added, and then got out here. I also traded NQ, and that's where I made most of the money. And I made everything back that I lost over here and got out over here. And I did that on NQ. I kind of bought here and then got out around there. Now, I should have traded this whole leg, this whole thing, because we're expecting a double bottom and then, what we had. But at the time, I was in my emotions, and I just could not focus, and I was already upset about the fact that I did what I did here, and I could not really focus for the rest of the day. But of course, this happened. Um, it says I took a short here and I got out here. I did take this short actually, but then I said to myself, why am I taking this short? It's probably not a good short. Stop it. We're in a bull trend. You're taking a short at value at the moving average. This is a low probability sell. This is probably where the sell is. But why are you shorting? Is it because of 1, 2, 3? You're expecting that, but then it could go the other way because it is a bull trend. And technically, this is 1 pullback, 2 pullback, and then of course the third leg up. So yeah, that was the reason why I decided no, I was not going to take any more trades. I wasn't taking good trades. I was making bad decisions. It was a green day, but it wasn't a good trading day. I did not take really good trades. And what do I mean by that is me adding, after seeing this, adding made sense. But I really should have added above this bar. If anything, if I had taken a trade above this bar or taken this trade here and this showed up, there is no reason for me to add. Yes, of course you could add, but the account, you're really setting yourself up for trouble. I could have just waited till I got a bull bar and then added above it, or waited for this to close. Yeah, added above this bull bar I think would have been, or added above this. But I was so impatient that I panicked here. I should just focused on that. Gotten out here for break even and probably even made profit on my second position. But anyway, the point I'm trying to what I notice here, and this is what's really helped me with all my trading recently, is this whole idea of not panicking, and then also the fact that if you think about it, the price is always in a channel, right? So therefore, if you're taking trades here, or you're buying up here, and then you notice you see this, right? Or you buy, yeah, you see this, right, and you don't get out. When you see this, it tells you already the channel is broad. So you can trade in both directions when the channel is this broad. And that was so useful today and yesterday, knowing that. So obviously, having this low helping me would help me here. Just buy here if I can, and then just wait till it hits the top of the channel. It's just the way the market cycle works. All the charts in the past have always been like this. Here's a tight channel, so you do not want to buy. You want to sell. I missed this rally or this sell-off. But you know that over here, I now remember what happened. These are all sim trades. Some of these are sim. And that's why it's confusing for me. Because I'm like, I don't remember taking any real trades on this account. And some of these are sim trades. But anyway, so yeah, if you look at anything, you notice that the market's in a bear channel, right? I remember here, now I remember what happened here. I shorted here, and then shorted. It says I got out here. Maybe I got out some, got out, shorted again, got out some. Added, went long. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't remember. I have to go back and have a look at the thing. But the point is, you know what the market's doing, and you can kind of figure it out based on the way the channel is moving. This day was somewhat confusing when I started trading it, and therefore I didn't want to take trades here. I remember what happened here. I took a short below here, and then I got out here. When actual fact, I could have just taken a short here, taken another short over here, and gotten our break even around here, right? Because the market gave me an opportunity to get out and then just being a bull. I don't need to be a bear here. I thought this was going to be a second leg down, but then now looking at it, I see that, okay, fine, we tested the moving average, therefore, and we had big bull bars. So it was a very broad channel already this way. So we're going to get, you know, it's very important that when you're reading the market, you try and see what the market is doing from the bulls and the bears. Are we in a broad channel? And I think that's extremely important. Are we in a broad channel? Are we in a broad channel, or are we in a tight channel? Clearly, this is very broad because the pullbacks are very big relative to the moving average. This is something that, and the reason why I'm doing this recap is just this understanding of ranges and broad channels. Most of the times we are in broad channels and therefore trade accordingly. Today was a lot better. We had this bull big climax again, as I remember, as we just I explained, spike, pullback, 1, 2, 3, and then test of this resistance. I actually thought we would come all the way up today because of the way we rallied strongly from the open. But of course, look at the way bar 1 to bar 7. Look at this whole thing here. Fair enough. It looks pretty convincing that we may go higher, but our rally was not strong enough. I was expecting this to be so much stronger. Then when we got to the moving average, we went sideways for too long. We never ever broke above this. I did take this buy above here, and then I added to my position here, added 2 more contracts over here. And then by the time we got here, I got out just before the measured move target, which was here. Then got out the rest over here. I added some more and got out exactly over here. I actually thought I added the exact place I got out, but I didn't. I should have just held my entire position all the way up here, and that would have been a really good trade. Why did I add here? I mean, it was a bit. This was a pullback, so that's the reason why I added. I thought, okay, fine. We've got 1, 2, 3 consecutive bull bars, pretty strong, 2 strong, very strong bull bars, both above the moving average. This is by the close setup, and therefore the first reversal will be minor. So I entered long here, added some more here, and then just notice after we had this wedge. Okay, I thought, okay, fine. Well, for first pullback, 2 will probably be, you know, a reversal or another wedge. But I didn't want to sort of tempt fate. I just thought, just get out exactly there, which is exactly what I did. I walked away and I saw this breakout. I actually looked at this on my phone. I thought, oh wow, this is amazing. Um, this is a very tight channel. If it's actually a breakout, now it's not. At this point, it's a channel. Did not even take it, and now it's getting a bit broader, but still not broad enough, and therefore really good for sells. You can see there are gaps being made between this high and that high, this high and that. Okay, this doesn't really have a gap, but the channel is still very tight. And I think this is another thing I'm now learning and trying to add to my trades. Um, Understanding when you're having a tight channel and how you trade tight channels. Even if you take this short and it reverses, you know it's going to be rather minor because the channel's too tight. Then it gets broader here because now you are pulling back to the MA, and now the channel is this broad between here and here, and therefore the pullback will be broad. I did take a short here in the sim. I think I added, but then I'll put my stop here, you know, and I really initially had my stop here. I put my stop above this bar because I thought, oh, it's a big bull bar, probably will reverse, but it was just a double top. And then look at what happened. And this is something I learned later on. These are just stupid trades. Because it was sim, I was just adding because I didn't want to have a red P&L or balance. So I added like 1,000 contracts, which is a bit stupid. But anyway, this was this was really interesting and something to learn, just based on the fact that, you know, just really maintaining the stop. I should have just kept the stop where it was. I think it was here I put my stop, and I just thought, okay, if I put my stop up there, that is what, 5, 10, about 13 points. I wasn't ready to take another trade and give some to the market because I knew what I was like. I was going to mess up. But actually, as you see it now, you realize that the market wasn't going to just transition to a trading range, not like this. Maybe you might just need a little another low. And I would like to see situations where the market has kind of gone like this sideways and just stayed sideways. But whatever the case is, it was still a good sell, and you had sellers above, and it would have been good to manage. Fair enough, it was bar 66, and therefore with not many bars in the day, it is a Friday, very very good reason, a good opportunity or good situation where you could lose money, and therefore not really worth it. I think what I learned here is the fact that really using good stops, particularly stops far away, always help your probability and really help you making decisions. Because I look at it right now and I'm like, what stopped me from taking this trade? After all, it was a credible wedge bottom. You had a really good signal bar here. This is a good entry. Fair enough, it pulled back, but it never took out those who actually shorted and kept their stops above here, and therefore it would have been a really good trade. Um, and I think it's something I need to think about for the future. After all, when I did trade this same idea with the sim, I did it over, it wasn't here actually, here. I went short on this wedge bottom over here. Actually went short on the wedge on the high on the L2 here. I did another one here. I was like wedge top. Then I got out. Then I realized that no, you're getting out because you think it's failed, but maybe it hasn't failed. Let's see what happens. So I went short again, kept the stop up here because remember when I went short here, I put the stop over here. And then this came up, I had a proper wedge, right? One, two, three. Really good signal bar, just first signal bar below, and first bear bar above the moving average, but never closed. Hang on, no, never closed above. This one did close above, and therefore look at what happened. What it yielded. I did go short here, got out some here. I don't know what happened here, and then got out some over there. Don't know why I did that. Maybe because I thought we would come down to this low, but I'm seeing reasons why now I'm obviously getting out too early because obviously it looks like it's not a lot of time because you have what 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, probably 5 bars. That's 20 minutes. Um, but here it doesn't look like that long. But the point is, one needs to um, one needs to step away for a bit and just let things play out. But it's hard sometimes to just see that from the perspective of what really is going on. I'll even describe it again with Tesla today. So with Tesla, I traded it with my thingy account. Same idea, you know, this wedge testing this high. This is actually I had more confidence in this short. I went short on this bar, went below this bar. This pullback again, and I don't know why I did that, but I went short just below, went back up, added more, went back up, and I was now sweating in my pants because I was looking at the damn 2 minute chart when I saw all this happening, and I guess this is something I need to not do. But but again, it was interesting to see that yes, we did make this wedge bottom one, two, and three, and it was a good wedge, but at the time, this bar imagine was once a bull bar, and it made you think that it wasn't going to happen. I was down a lot on the account at the time. I mean, it was okay in terms of risk, but I was just panicking. But I had to be patient with the trade. Normally, I would get out of the entire position, lose all that money, and then start tilting all the way through the trade. But I remember I was like, no, you have an idea, stick to it. You can handle the risk all the way up here. Get out below this bar, which is exactly what I did. Of course, price went a bit lower than that. I think I held one contract to about here till this pullback, and I got out. Then I went long above this bar, and I think I got out around here with two contracts. Um, this was trading Tesla yielded quite actually yielded a lot of money for me on that account today, but it could have been better. It could have been a much better day. Obviously, I don't like this is confusing. It's very hard to trade this bit. Of course, when you see this, it's a lot better, but then you're thinking about support here, and then you see this, you're thinking, maybe not a good trade. Could be a second leg trap. But then you're looking at this chart and you're thinking, yeah, but we want to get down here, right? So holding short is exactly what was the best way to do it. It was a bear trend from the open. Um, all right, so yeah, um, that's pretty much it. Yesterday, actually, I did trade Tesla as well, and I did dumb things. So I remember seeing this gap down. We had this big thing and then pull back. And the reason why I decided to go, why I said we were going down was because of this wedge. So if you look at the 15-minute chart here, had a wedge top. So what are you expecting? A reversal. GDay did not do that. I went long, lost money here. Went long, lost money here. Went long. And then I was saying to myself at the time, you have a double top, you have a bear signal, you should go long below this, short below this bar. I said that specifically. Yeah, I was like, yeah, but I'm already in a long position. I'm expecting a wedge top, but it never came. And I was like, yeah, but this is a setup for a short. It went down, and then at that point, I decided, okay, I'll go short. At which point, I lost a lot of money. I'm only recording this like this because I want to make a point. Oh yeah, I kept on buying these lows, and then when it got here, I was like, oh my god, I'm down a lot, and it took a while to recover everything. But anyway, I'm making these points just to really highlight the fact that sometimes I notice this, I get too trigger happy, and it's something I need to work on. Where I think I have an idea of what the market's doing, and then I'm trading the opposite direction, or I'm trading the right direction, but using the wrong stop. I trade in the opposite direction using the correct stop, and I'm now moving the stop. I'm not doing things correctly. In the end, I end up fixing the problem, but it's just being too trigger happy, and something that one needs to sort of be aware of. I didn't. I took. Oh yeah, I'll give an example here. So you see this rally over here. I bought this bar. Don't know why I did, especially after this pullback. Anyway, bought this bar, came down here, and I was now sweating buckets, not sweating too much. And I thought, oh, this could be a reversal, double top in a trading range. I was not really reading the context of what was going on. But again, I was like, it's moving average, probably coming down. But then I remember such a strong you know, bull run. We're gonna get a second leg. So I exited here. I don't know. Keep on exiting where I'm supposed to be going, adding to my trade. Anyway, exited here. This now went up, went above because I kept on buying, and then my exit was supposed to be where my original was, and that's exactly where I got to. So I had to. It was really frustrating. Shorted here again, I made it all back, but it was just frustrating. I realized that again, it's just me being stupid and silly. Um, so again, this is another reason why this was a wedge top buy climax. You have a a double top here, second entry short. You could have just taken it short here, stop here or here, reasonable to your stop here, but even here it's fine, and then just taking the trade all the way down for the rest of the day. It's easy to see these things in hindsight, of course, but one needs to remember that this happens a lot. This setup is very common. I have seen it play out so many times on the ES, seen it play in so many times on so many charts. Um, and yeah, I sometimes forget about it. So I'm only recording this just so because I need it's something to remind myself or other people to can also learn from it. All right, thanks.